Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, August 25th. It is 6:19 right now. Market's going to open in about 11 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we can get started with our session for this morning. So it's a few things here to update. Once everything's updated and good to go, we can get started with the analysis shortly. So just give me a few seconds, guys. Got that. That's good. That's good. Couple more things here. All right. Solid. Looks like everything is updating right now. As that updates, I'm going to go ahead and send this link out to you guys here in the premium. All right. Got that sent out there. All right, cool. Give it a few minutes for people to make their way in. We can send that over here as well. All right, cool. As people join the room, I'm going to go ahead and mark up news for today. So today is Thursday, August 25th. We had news over here at 5:30 is prelim GDP, unemployment claims, and prelim GDP price index. All positive news this morning at 5:30. So I'm going to go and mark that up real quick. Over here at 5:30, and as you guys can see, look what happened. It was positive news, but price came down. So what do you think is going to happen when the market opens? Correction, right? So price has been dropping since news came out over here. Is all positive news, high impact, medium impact, and low impact. So what do you think is going to happen when the market opens? It's going to come right back up. So that's something we'll keep an eye out for. So I'll keep this marked up right here. This is high impact. Let's put the time first. 5:30 a.m. high impact US news, positive. So we'll see how that plays out when the market opens shortly. Obviously, you can see this is a clear demonstration of like manipulation, right? The news was super positive. Prelim GDP, unemployment claims, and prelim GDP price index, all positive. Price still came down. So this was all pre-market. So when the market does open at 6:30, people are going to see, oh, the news is positive, right? So what happens? People are going to bandwagon on that buy, and we're probably going to see a swift push to the upside. So just keep that in mind, guys. Whenever you guys want to trade news, typically, as I mentioned, I used to do the opposite, and you'll see where that goes. So other than that, let's see what else we've got over here. I think that's it for right now. Looks like people are still making their way in, so I'll get a few minutes for people to join. Good morning, Patricia. Morning, Miles. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Pat. Morning, Steven. Morning, Cern. Morning, everybody. So today is Thursday, August 25th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. Once we get down to that, we can get started with our trading day. So I think we have another news event at 7:30 right here. I'll mark it up right here at 7:30. So we got that right there. We have a Jack Hole symposium today, pretty much all day today. So it's just going to be some on and off volatility in the market, just depending on what they discuss at the symposium. And I think that's about it for today. Tomorrow we have a lot of news though. So tomorrow I'm not even going to be trading. We have core PCE price index at 5:30, good trades balance, personal income, personal spending, prelim wholesale, inventories. And then this is a big news tomorrow. We have Federal Chair Powell, Jay Powell, speaking tomorrow at 7. He's going to be speaking for at least an hour or so. There's not going to be, I mean, it's going to be really difficult to trade from 7 to 8 because you're going to see a lot of manipulation. And then you're going to see some pre-market manipulation as well. Not necessarily pre-market, but pre-news before he speaks. So no trading tomorrow. So today we have to pretty much lock in the rest of our trades for this week. So I'm going to hope that we find something good here, which I think we probably will, as long as we have price, move directional today. We have a sessions below here, and then we also have a sessions above here. So we want price to be away from these points, but we'll see. I mean, this whole week has kind of been all over the place with regard to red flags, because Monday was slow, Tuesday was good, we had great trades. Yesterday we had price like at these red flags pretty much through the entire day. Hopefully today it'll pick up and it'll be away from those points, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. So it looks like a couple other people are here now. So morning, Peter, morning, Maria, morning, everybody. Looks like about half of you guys are here so far. Before market opens, let's take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 58% short. This indicates that 58% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So we want to do the opposite and buy. It's not a strong bias because typically 60% is a threshold. It's slightly below that. But I mean, it looks fine. So with that said, we have overall long-term bias, bullish, meaning that we want to do the opposite and buy. Looking over here at the fundamentals, are currently up 23 points. So this is pretty neutral right now. We need this to be above 100 points in order for it to satisfy our requirement to confirm the fundamental bias as being a strong bias. So with that said, this is neutral. This is somewhat bullish. It's still neutral as well, though. So this is, we have a bit of a neutral to bullish bias long term. Looking over here on the short term, the trend is currently bearish. So with that said, they both clash with each other, right? So the middle ground would be that the overall bias would be neutral, right? Because we have a slightly bullish bias here with regards to sentiment and fundamentals. However, the short-term bias is currently bearish. Reason for it being bearish is that the trend meter down here is red, and the pivots over here are angling down with a red one over a green. So with that said, we don't really have much of a bias right now. We need a bias in the market in order for us to take trades. However, with the strategies that we're currently applying, the K2SR, we just need the short-term bias to confirm. So right now we're looking for sells on the short term. Long term, we're looking for buys. If this switches up to the upside, which I'm assuming, I'm seeing this correct back up to this point, this is going to be the target price point for correction. I see that happening on open. So just keep an eye out for it. If it doesn't happen like that, it's completely fine, right? It's just going to be a matter of time until it does. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and mark up the K2SR V2 zones so we can identify these rejection points. So this one over here, I'll fix the one above because that one over here lines up with the other. So we got these right here. This one over here can be stretched down a little further. This right here could be stretched up a little higher. All right, so I think that's about it. Looks like we're good and ready for market open in the next 2 minutes. Currently, you can see price is realistically just ranging down here right now. It's not really doing much. Later on, if we have some downtime, I'll go over here and mark up the high lows. As you guys can see, though, there's a lot of liquidity sitting up top right here. So just keep that in mind. When price does push up, there's going to be a lot of liquidity sitting up top. All right, guys, market's going to open in about 1 minute and 15 seconds. We'll see where market goes from there, and then we'll continue on with our analysis. So morning, Al. Morning, David. Morning, Marco. Morning, Ross. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. Morning, Frazier. Steven, just a reminder, I mean, you keep asking about the breakout. I've been telling you for like the past couple of weeks, we're not taking the breakout. If you want to take the breakout, you have to take it in the direction of bias, right? Bias is neutral. So if you just, I mean, I don't know if you just didn't pay attention to everything I analyze right now, but the bias is neutral. So you don't really have a bias with regard to direction. You can take it either way, but I'm not taking it. So if you want to take it, feel free. If you lose the trade, that's on you. If you win the trade, that's also on you, right? Because I'm not taking the trade. So nothing's changed, Steven. I mean, over the past couple of days, you keep asking about the breakout. I'm not taking the breakout. So if you want to take it, I'll try to tell you where it's going, or if it comes up, but I'm not taking it. So if you win or lose, that's on you, right? Because I already mentioned that it's risky to take it right now, but if you want to take it that bad, feel free and take it. But nothing's changed, even nothing's changed since today and yesterday. It's still the same thing. I'm only taking the SR rejection entries. So I'll let you know if it comes up, but you have to make your own decision, Steven, if you want to take it or not. I'm not going to tell you whether to take it or not because my answer is ready not to take it. So let's get started. Market is now open, guys. We have price pushing down right here. If you want to take it, Steven, if this is a strong red candle, keep in mind that there is a sessions right here. So if you want to take it, go ahead, but you're probably going to lose the trade if you take it because there's a red flag right here. So, you gotta actually put in the work, Steven, to actually understand the strategy. You can't just depend on me, especially if I'm telling you not to take it. So if this closes as a strong red candle, this is going to be your breakout, Steven, because you're looking at momentum. The current short-term bias is a sell, but there are sessions right here. So regardless as to whether there's an entry here, there's still red flags all over the place. So it's up to you, man. If you want to take it, feel free. Wish you the best of luck on that. So there's no entry off this. This wouldn't be considered a strong candle right here. And that's going to be the last of my analysis right here, Steven, because I don't want to confuse people, just to help you out with this entry here. So guys, don't listen to anything I just said about the breakout. That's for Steven. But that's it, Steven. That's going to be my analysis for that right there. If you want to take it, feel free. If not, then don't take it. But my advice is to not take it because it's literally at these two red flags right here. We have the sessions right here, which is a London high. And then we have the Asia low below here. All right, guys. So we're still looking for entries here for the K2SR. The closest zone is going to be up here. So there's nothing for us to take at the moment. I'm expecting a correction to the upside at some point. Maybe not right now, but I think eventually price is going to push up. And this is going to be the target price point because this was the news from this morning. It was positive news all around, where price still did drop to the downside. I think it's dropping down because there's a lot of other stuff going on in the world. It's not necessarily because the news, but there's other things that are pushing price down. So, yeah, I'm not sure if any of you guys are trading stocks and stuff, but you guys remember the Tesla stock split that happened, I think, yesterday. Or I don't know if it happened today. But there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes regarding stocks underlying US30. So just keep that in mind, guys. Right now, we're still at some red flags over here. We're at the sessions. See if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Nice. So Al over here actually took the trades right here, or it looks like he took some of them, and he locked in a total of 561 for the day. Nice work, Al. All right, so price is still dumping right here. I wouldn't chase this though. So price is dropping right here. Steven, if you took the breakout, it would have hit CP right there, but it's all good. I didn't take it, so it's not going to count towards any of the trades this week. Still looking for this to make a correction back to the upside. The only problem with where price is currently at right now is the fact that we have the sessions right here. So even if price was to swing back up, we can't take any trades at this point. I'm going to go ahead and do right here is I'm going to go ahead and mark up. Actually, I already marked it up. I was going to mark up the areas of liquidity right here, but there's still a whole bunch on the top side over here. All right. So let's check the news real quick, or not the news, or the fundamentals. Fundamentals are currently down 74 points. They still haven't confirmed yet. Looks like S&P rises, Wall Street seeks cues from Federal Reserve at Jackson Hole. So this is the news event that I was referring to earlier. It's happening all day. It's a Jackson Hole symposium. We don't know what's going on at that meeting unless anyone's actually following along, but this is an all-day meeting. So depending on what they're discussing at this meeting, this will cause price to go up and down, right? So as they continue to progress through that meeting, price can easily just shift right back up, right? This is why I'm telling you guys not to chase this, because this is all a temporary push right here. Overall, I think we're still looking for a buy here as long as the sentiment here stays high. If it doesn't, then price can be shifting. Right here, you can see it's dropping. A lot of people who are in sales are starting to shift out of it. It was about 60% yesterday. Now it's down to 57%. As this number starts to shift to the long side, then you want to do the opposite and sell. But currently right now, you still want to look for buys long term. So let's see if this is established as the low. And let's see if it's time for correction. All right, Steven. Yeah, no, we'll see you tomorrow if anything. Or not tomorrow. Actually, we're not trading tomorrow, so I'll see you on Monday if I don't see you anytime before then. But yeah, you might want to chill in the breakout. I mean, you can take the breakout as you want, but as I mentioned, we're in a ranging market, so the market doesn't typically move like this. Like right now, the market moved about 1,000 pips. The market barely moved like 500 pips yesterday. So you're not going to see moves like this every day during the summer. We're getting closer to fall though. So as we get closer to fall, then you can start looking at breakouts. But if you remember the market from yesterday, it didn't really move very much. It was pretty flat. A lot of these moves are based off the news events that are going on today. So just keep that in mind. CNBC already reported on the Jack Hole symposium. I mean, it's like ironic because everything that was reported was positive, but price just pretty much dumped, right? Like it says here that S&P rises. S&P mirrors the US30, so US30 shouldn't be dropping either. Also, it says jobless claims fall. So this shows good things happening for the economy. And it shows that revisions show a smaller GDP decline in the second quarter. So as you guys can see right here, pretty much all of the news is positive. However, price is still dropping, but you can see the correction is now happening right here. So this whole drop right here is just manipulation. Price has established a low right here, and it looks like it's starting to push to the upside. Target price is going to be 530 news price right there. So we'll see where this goes. Let me just update this real quick. Actually, this isn't even the news price. News price is up here. So this is going to be the first target. First target is going to be opening price. The next target is going to be the news price above. So this is New York open. The main thing that you want to be careful for, though, is if you guys are looking to take this back to the upside, is that there are sessions that are still in the way right here, right? So you can expect some manipulation to happen around these points. But again, today is one of those days where the market just isn't moving smooth at all. It's not moving the direction that it's supposed to. Well, not yet. Once it reaches this point, then we can see it possibly coming up. Yeah, and Ellie also mentioned that the heat map is mostly green. So looking over here at the heat map as well, take a look at that. Yeah, as you guys can see, it's pretty green, right? So there's no reason for price to really be down there right now. We're probably going to see a correction happen shortly, but it just doesn't make sense, right? Price is dropping, news is positive, the stocks are positive. It just doesn't make any sense. And that's fine because it doesn't need to make sense, right? You just have to understand that there's times when markets being manipulated to the downside when it's supposed to be going up. And that those are times when you should sit out of the market. So like what I'm looking for here is, you can see we already anticipated this to push up. I'm looking for it to come up around this area, consolidate a bit, and then I can catch it as it continues to the upside. Because this is where you don't want to get faked out. You don't want to get faked out while price is pushing up. And then as soon as you enter that buy, because you're like, okay, price has to come, right? You think price is going to keep going and ends up reversing on you. So that's why you want to wait for it to push up. So here's the drop, retracement, consolidation, and confirmation. right? You want to wait for it to confirm before you enter it, because what could happen here is price can drop, retrace up, and then just come right back down, right? You don't want to be a sucker for one of those trades where they trap you in this because you think that price can swing up. Because price does have to swing up at some point, but we don't know when that's going to happen. Let's see. Adele said Salesforce is holding it down. Let me check real quick. Yeah, Salesforce is the only stock here that's holding it down. It's down 12 points. I think their earnings calls was released yesterday, right, Del? Yeah, exactly. So Del just said they had earnings yesterday. Must have been bad. That's my guess. But this is literally the only stock that caused it to dump. Salesforce. Everything else perfectly fine. Yeah, no, nice update on that, Del, because you did mention that yesterday. I didn't know when it was being released. It looks like it was probably released after market hours. Let's check sentiment. All right, sentiment's starting to change really quickly. It's now down to 55%. It was at 57, 58 earlier. It's down to 55. So we might see a shift soon. We might not see a full correction to the upside. Price might push up and then it might come back down. So just keep that in mind, right? You don't have to be like what a lot of people say, and you've probably heard it before, is like, don't be married to one position, right? Like if right now we're looking for buys because the bias is currently pointing towards the upside, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay buy. It can easily shift. Right now, the short-term bias is still a sell. So we're technically still looking for sells here if we can find something. But if price does swing to the upside, even better, because it's going to align with the longer-term bias. So it's just a matter of being patient, waiting for these setups to arrive. Just don't have anything coming right now. Let's see, Pat said 5-minute V1 running for a buy, but right at the sessions, as Sean mentioned. Yeah, this is a tricky area right here, guys, because whenever price reaches the sessions, one of two things will happen, right? Price will break through it, continue pushing, or it'll come down and reverse. So, or correct. In this situation, correct, because price is currently in a downtrend. But one thing that you guys also want to keep in mind is that price has been in a downtrend for so long. So as you can see right here, price has been dropping from this point. Price dropped from here, consolidated for a while, retraced up, and then came down heavily from here. So if you look at price, it's definitely overextended at the moment. So from up here down to here, price has dropped about 2,340 pips with little to no retracement. Some retracement right here, but not necessarily enough to bring it out of that cycle. It's still in a downward spiral at the moment. And it's also been dropping for about, actually, it hasn't even been dropping for that long. It's been dropping for 2 hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes, basically. All right, so let me just clean this up a little bit right here. You guys already have the idea of where price is possibly going to go. So one thing that you want to keep an eye out for is this point right here, right? Prices came up, it's rejected directly off the sessions. You guys can see the wick rejection right there. The thing to follow up with to confirm is whether price is going to come back down or whether it's going to fake out and go all the way back up, break right through it, and then come test the next sessions right here. So just wait for that confirmation. If you can wait for that confirmation, you can kind of anticipate where price is likely to go. It's just a matter of being disciplined and waiting for those confirmations. I still think price is going to swing back up. So my guess is that it's going to break through here. It's going to fake out and then swing right back up further. But I'm not here to guess. I'm here to win. So I want to make sure that I want to make sure that price is actually going to go out there. So if you guys want to take a gamble, like my hunch is that price is going to keep pushing up. I feel like this is a fake out right here. And it's going to keep pushing up. But, I don't like taking trades like that where they're 50-50. I only want to take a trade if I'm for sure positive that it's going to win. And for right now, there's no SR entries. So there's no possibility of me really making that confirmation yet. As price is down here, new zones are going to get created. So it's just going to be a matter of time until new zones get created down here and around this area. Once that happens, we can start looking for trades down here. But currently right now, the trend meter is still red. So thanks, Maddie. Let me go and update the zones real quick. All right, so we got, let's see. I think the zones are still fine, Maddie. Let me check real quick. This one's gone. Okay, thanks for that, Maddie. That one's gone. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so this one over here is gone. This is going to make room for another zone down here or down the middle. It doesn't matter where it's at. But again, guys, just keep an eye out for this point right here. See if that analysis that I just gave plays out. This is why you don't want to trade around the sessions. Around the sessions, you get a lot of fake outs. So let's see where price goes from here. But again, at the moment, there just isn't anything for us to take right now specifically. Kenny over here took a couple trades as well. So he took a couple sells, one loss, one win, or 3 wins actually, 3 wins and 1 loss. Kenny kind of just wrote it down as price continued to make its way to the downside, made $1.39. I know you're taking these small lot sizes, Kenny. So if you were taking your normal full lot size at 10 lot, you'd be up 1,390. So not bad. I know you're trying to get that free retry. So it's all good. It's better to be safe right now and patient than try to pass it all in one day. Yeah, Maddie said it wants to go up, but it's having a difficult time around the sessions. Yeah, and I agree, Maddie. So here he goes. Price pushes up higher. Let's see if it breaks up and confirms the analysis that I mentioned. There it goes as it pushes up higher. So hopefully you guys listened and you guys didn't take the sell here like I mentioned, because it faked out just like we anticipated, and now it's pushing up. Next target area is going to be the next sessions right here. We're going to take these in increments. I mean, obviously, you know, the real target is going to be opening price right here, but the next area for testing is going to be the sessions right here. So there goes. Price starts to push up. This right here is aligning with Pat's entry earlier. I think he was looking at the V1 on the 5-minute. I don't even know what happened to my 5-minute chart. Oh, this is the 5-minute. Yeah, so here's the V1 that Pat was referring to right here. It's pushing up, Pat, almost at full TP. It's halfway there. I didn't take that trade. I just marked it up to show you guys what Pat was referring to. Pat said another 10-minute, also setting up for a V1 now. He's not in either positions. Yeah, it's just too risky. It's around the sessions. Alexander said 3-minute daily counter trend is pending. Yeah, the counter trend entry might be coming right there. Alexander. I can't remember what the TP stop loss was for this entry. I think it was like 300, right? The only thing is that it's like right at the sessions again right there. So I'm probably going to sit it out. But I'll mark it up for you guys. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it was like 50, 30, right? So we'll follow it. I'm not going to take it because it's literally right at the sessions. It's going to the same target area that I mentioned. So analysis that I gave you guys shortly, like not too long ago, played out perfect, right? Fake out came out right there, pushed up. But as I mentioned, it's too risky of a trade because it's right at the sessions. As price reaches this point right here, this is where it becomes risky again, because you might get another fake out like happened right here, right? Price might come up, reject off, and come back down, fake out, and then come back up even higher. But the next target area is going to be opening price. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Pat said getting close to opening price as well. That's going to be our target price area. So I already pretty much analyzed this and we identify this to be the situation here. So hopefully you guys listen when price fell right here. I mentioned not to chase this because our overall bias was bullish. So this bullish push here is not a surprise because we already looked at sentiment here and we already knew price was going to come up. Sentiment was bullish. The fundamentals over here were also bullish at some point prior to the drop. and the heat map over here is pretty much all green. So yeah, we already knew price was going to go up. It was just a matter of time until it did. So as price gets near the sessions right here, the thing to look out for is whether price bounces off it or if it breaks right through. But it's going right back to open in the direction of our, our bias and whatnot. So yeah, there goes the 3 minute right there. It's about like 150 pips away. I'm really tempted to FOMO into this, but I'm not going to do it. I got to be disciplined just like you guys. It's right at the sessions. Sessions are going to be the biggest red flag. So if you guys are not familiar or don't remember the red flags, the biggest red flag is going to be the sessions. If you guys ever lose a trade, pull up the sessions, it's probably because you traded near the sessions. Because what happens, you get a lot of manipulation. If your stop loss is too tight, it ends up swinging back, hitting your stop loss, and then it goes straight to your TP. So you just get a lot of volatility spikes, and you can see right here it's spiking around back and forth because it rejected directly off the sessions, right? No surprise, we already knew that was going to happen. So what happened here? Rejected directly off the sessions. Right here, rejected directly off the sessions. So there's no surprise, it's just being precautionary. It's really just taking the precautions to avoid getting caught in these traps. Because I'm sure a lot of people got trapped right here. I know a lot of people who like to take trades like this. They see the sessions and they think price is going to break through. Their stop loss is too tight. They go for like the 2 to 1 or something like that. What happens? They get stopped out before it pushes right back up and fills their TP. Same with this right here, right? They get in right there because they're trying to get greedy and they want to catch that move. They put their stop loss too close, it gets stopped out, and then what happens from this point? It shoots right back up and hits your TP. So just don't be a sucker, guys. I mean, it's as bad as it sounds. Like a lot of people get suckered into these trades all the time. Even in K2, it's crazy. I mean, I give you guys a full analysis and I warn you guys that this is going to happen, and it literally happens before your eyes and people still take it. So if you're going to take a trade like that, at least have a wider stop loss. Like if you're going to take something like this right here, at least have your stop loss below the next sessions or like pretty far out, because stuff like this always happens. And that's why we typically have a negative risk reward, because we're pretty much just we're preparing ourselves for that pullback. So I'm not in this position right here, guys. I'm not in any of these. I'm not in the V1 here that hit full TP. This is a 5-minute V1 that Pat mentioned in the Zoom chat. So this one hit full TP that Pat was mentioning. The other one right here that Alexander mentioned, the counter trend 3-minute, looks like it's going to hit TP as well. I'm not in that trade either. I'm still waiting for price to come up. So here we go. First target was hit. Second target was hit right here. Our main target is going to be right here, opening price. So just wait for this here. And if price pushes and breaks across this London high, next target point is going to be opening price right there. So we'll see. Maddie said, I'm going to wait for the SR entry above opening price and possibly catch the bullish move to news price. Yeah, and same with me, Maddie. I'm doing the same thing. The thing that we need here, though, is we need the trend meter to turn green. We also need the pivots over here to shift as well. So we got another zone. Get there. So analysis played out perfect. If you guys followed my analysis right here for that buy, you guys should have made some pretty good profit off that. It's okay if you didn't. I didn't take the trade either. I identified that it was a risky trade, but I did anticipate this to happen, and it played out perfectly. So full TPs on the 5-minute over here for the variation 1. Also full TP right here for the for the 3-minute counter trend daily as well. So if you guys took any of those trades, great. If you guys are not familiar with these strategies and you guys want to learn them, just sign up on the website. This is how everyone anticipated this. Like I wasn't even looking at the 5-minute. Pat was looking at it. He identified this because he knew the variation strategy. Same with Alexander. I didn't look at this, so I wasn't looking at what was coming up on the 3-minute, but Alexander identified the 3-minute daily counter trend, and he was able to spot it, let us know, and we were able to take a look at it as well. So back over here on the 1-minute, we have some SRs that are coming up. We're just waiting for the trend meter here to change. As you can see, price is a little overextended, which is fine. Now that it's overextended, we want to wait for it to retrace back down. In order for us to take a buy here, we need the trend meter to turn green, and we need the pivots here to shift over as well. So new zones here produced. This is perfectly fine. We're just waiting for it to push up slightly and then retrace back down. This is just way too overextended at the moment. But all the target price points that I mentioned from down here, because I mentioned, okay, we established a bottom target price point here, sessions, that was reached. Sessions 2, that was reached. Opening price, that was reached. The next target, news price up here. It's just a correction from 5:30. At 5:30 this morning, we had positive news that came out, right? It was all manipulation to the downside. We had news over here, 5:30 a.m., all positive news. From 5:30 until now, price dropped, and now it's just correcting back up because that's where price is supposed to be. Price is actually supposed to be above this here. So if price pushes up, retest, confirmation, and continuation. So, I mean, it's playing out perfectly. If you guys listen to my analysis from before the session, everything just pretty much aligned. So if you guys are trading off my analysis, great. You guys should be making a lot of profit so far. If you guys are waiting for the official trades, I'm waiting for them as well. So just be patient and wait for it right here. Dejan said, I'm laughing at myself because I was going to enter at the bottom when that green reversal candle popped up, SMH. Yeah, and it always happens, right? Like, what happens is we call it analysis paralysis, right? You analyze it too much and you think too much about it before, you know, actually taking it. But this would have been a good move. Like if you took it to that point right there, because it was a V1 right here as well, Dejan. It was a double body V1. This right here would have been 8,200 pip move. So pretty solid. All right, we have an SR right here, but this one is not a moderate green candle. So I'm looking for price to come back down, retest the structure right here, and then possibly provide an entry for a SR rejection. One thing that you want to be careful for is the fact that price is overextended though. So I'm looking for that retracement before I look to take any trades here, but we'll see where these candles here end up closing. Our target's still going to be up here though, so I still expect it to push up. It's just we need that retracement right here to confirm. All right, so I'm looking for a wick rejection off any of these structures and then a moderate green candle to confirm it. So I'm watching. The way that the candles are moving now, guys, is that it's kind of slowing down a bit. So you want to make sure that you wait for that confirmation. Like don't just hop in a few seconds early. Actually wait for it to close. It's better to enter late for an actual entry than to enter early and then it closes invalid. Yeah, I could see that too, Maddie. So you want to make sure there's not a big wick on top, right? It needs to close as a pretty solid candle. If it doesn't, then you want to wait for it to actually close. So don't hop in right away. You definitely want to wait for it to actually. Oh, let me see if I can still get in. Came up too fast. Let me see where it's at. Probably gonna wait for a little bit. Come down. It spiked up on open. Let's see where the price is currently at. All right. So price, oh damn, it spiked up. Okay, so I got in when price came back down right here as it retraced down, and then it spiked right to my TP. I made 1,000 flat on it. That's the first time I've ever made 1,000 flat in a long time. If you guys took it, great. So I waited for it to retrace up a little bit. When it closed, it kind of like ended up right here, and then I waited for it to pull down. As soon as it pulled down, it entered, and then it shot up, and I made literally 1,000 flat. Let me show you guys a screenshot of my profit. It's usually like either above or below, but it just entered perfectly this time. I set it what's called a buy limit. That's probably why I set the buy limit here for it to retrace down, and then it shot up and then full TP. So great work, guys. I mean, that was, man, of course MFF would give me some BS profit. Okay, never mind. Wait, actually, let me see. No, I'm right. MFF did give me some BS profit. Only my main account gave me the flat 1,000. Everything else gave me like some slippage. It's all good. Cool. Natasha took it full TP. Maddie only made 150. Jonathan said, lucky me. It shot up heavy because I got in late. So we're still waiting for another entry here, guys. We're just at news price. So this is the first trade for the day, full TP. Now we're just waiting for it to get away from news price, and then we can make another entry. So as you guys can see, if you guys are patient, you guys wait for these actual entries to come, they'll come. It's just a matter of waiting. So yeah, I missed out on a couple trades, a 5 minute, 3 minute, etc. But I made right back on this. So let me take a screenshot of my profits real quick. That's crazy. I haven't gotten a flat 1,000 in a while, because there's always slippage. I mean, on whatever account I'm trading. Now, what a perfect entry. But my FTMO copier only gave me 650, and then my MFFs gave me 760 and 660. Typical. It's all good though. I'll take what I can get. All right, price is still pushing up. Man, analysis was spot on today, per usual. And I'll go over that right now. But it played out. We already anticipated all this to happen before market even opened, and it played out perfect. So I will go over that shortly. Just give me a second to finish taking screenshots of my profits. And guys, just a heads up, I got my flights mixed up. I'm actually not flying to Cabo tomorrow, flying out today. So just a heads up, if you guys try to, message me today or tomorrow, I'll be in the air. But yeah, my flight to Cabo San Lucas is actually today. I thought it was tomorrow. I got the days mixed up, and it's all good. Okay, so let me Natasha said, I finally let a trade hit full TP, LOL. I know. Doesn't it feel good, Natasha? Just letting it hit. You don't have to worry about it. All right. So here go with my profit so far. Price is above here. The only problem is that it's right at the session. So even if we were to get an entry, there's nothing that we could take at the moment. So here is my main account. You can see the green strip. I let it hit full TP. I got a full profit on this. First time in forever that I got a flat 1,000. This is what I'm supposed to get per trade. It's always been like 1,100 or 1,010. It's never been like on point, but today it was on point. So I made 1,000 off my main account. My FTMO copier made 650. My MFF copier made 760. My second one made 660, and then my third one made 760 as well. So I mean, not bad. I can't really complain about making profit like that. But I mean, there's just always been slippage. It's kind of annoying, but just got to deal with it. So again, right here, there's another entry that's possibly coming, but it's right at the session, so we can't take it. And it wouldn't be an entry anyways. Wick on top is too big. All right, so let's go ahead and edit this. So solid profit. Star. All right, price is still pushing up, which is fine. We need to get away from the sessions anyway, so not a huge deal. All right, let me just copy this over. So if you guys have profits to post up, feel free to post them up. I'll add them to the profit posting for today. Since we're not trading tomorrow, I'm going to be posting up the trade totals for this week today. So just make sure that you guys send them in if you guys want me to post your profits with the rest of the group. All right, so looking over here, let me scroll up real quick, or scroll down actually. Sam said slippage with all caps, so he was supposed to make 1,000, he 1,400. So slippage worked in your favor this time, Sam. Great work. So Sam locked in 1,400, close to mine. I made 1,000. He made 1,400. Andreas over here as well. Welcome back, Andreas. So he locked in a total of 1,423 euros. Great work right here. All wins and no losses. So nice work right there, Andreas. A couple more profits over here. Let me scroll up real quick. So yeah, Owl's up 561. Kenny over here as well. Seth over here currently up 19,266. Nice work, Seth. He said, been kind of under the weather the last couple of days, stay out of the market. No, it's good. And then now you're back into it, Seth. So nice comeback. Tasha over here as well, currently up 298. She took the buy with us as well. Let it hit full TP, which is solid. You can see the green strip right here. So great work right there, Tasha. And I just realized Tasha is Natasha. So great work, Natasha, on letting that hit. So great work right there. Rick over here as well. Nice work, Rick. Rick said, I'm done for the day. He basically passed the challenge in one day. So solid work right there. Rick, looks like you're on TFF again, which is cool. You locked in a total of 9,010 for the day. Great work, Rick. So 9,010 off this account, and then 9,343 off this account. I mean, I'm assuming you passed your TFF in one day, which is amazing. Yeah, nice comeback right there. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, Rick passed one of them. So congrats to Rick over here. Rick just passed one of his challenges onto the verification and funded shortly. All right, Nelly over here as well. Nice. And Nelly's actually hit full TP as well. Same thing. Locked in 1,000 right there. Green ship, full TP straight, perfect profit. His second account, he locked in 849 off his FTMO copier. Same issue with me, and then 136 on his MFF. Oh, okay, your 20K account. Okay, so it's not that bad. I thought you meant like a 200K. So he made 136 off his MFF, 849 off his FTMO copier, and then his main account made 1,000. So solid work right there. Looks like a lot of people here are still posting more profits. Let's see, Casey over here said, yeah, not so proud overall. Not so proud. So not proud overall, good day, but I need to learn more on my mentality trading. Would have made me much more, but if I didn't take a loss. Yeah, exactly. So Casey over here, this is all about accountability, right? Casey over here understands that he was taking some bad trades over here, which happens, right? You get FOMO, you get, you overtrade, you just don't really think about it. You take the trades and you end up losing a couple of trades here. However, he made it right back. So his total profit for the day is 8,072. And that's key, Casey. The thing with what you mentioned is that a lot of people don't want to take responsibility for the losses, and they just look for something or someone to blame, right? For you, you're taking responsibility for it. You're like, okay, I didn't do good overall, but you did make it right back with profit. So your main goal should be to make net profit for the day. If you make losses like that, that's fine, but at least you understand that you have something to work on. So great work, Casey. Overall, 8,072 for the day. And let's see. Dejan over here, currently up 320 off this account, all wins, no losses. Great work, Dejan. His second account over here as well, up 150. So not bad, Dejan, on both of your accounts. Solid. Professor over here took the breakout earlier. So this is a breakout that Steven was asking about, locking a total profit of 1,095. So Professor's still taking the breakout. So Steven, if you want to take it, I mean, you can probably link up with Professor here and he'll probably let you know how it's been. Because I know you and Professor used to take it pretty much every day and it would hit. So yeah, great work, Professor. Scotty over here as well, currently up 710. All wins, no losses. Great work on that scalpel that we took. You let it hit full TP. So great work right there, Scotty. Maria over here as well. Maria is currently up 462 for the day. You had one small loss, but pretty much all wins overall. So great work, Maria. Back to the charts, guys. There's nothing for us to take right here, so don't worry. We're not missing out on anything. Just waiting for it to provide an entry for us. Scrolling down further, Joshua over here, he locked in a total profit of 275 for the day. Nice work, Joshua. So all you guys locked in some pretty good profit off, that one trade or a couple other trades. AB, how's it gone? I'll read your messages later. I don't want to put our private messages out there. Maddie's first account over here locked in 1,645. All wins, no losses. Great work right here, Maddie. He let that one hit full TP as well. So he took that first trade with us full TP, and then 200 off this one, and then 300. So kind of, what's ironic here, Maddie? You locked in 150 off that, but you took a smaller lot size and made a bigger profit. I know it sucks, but it happens. So great work right there, Maddie. His first account 1,645, and then his second account locked in 150. So you guys are killing it this morning. Glad to see that you guys were patient. You guys waited for these good entries to come up. It's all about quality over quantity. So if you guys waited for it, great work. Overall, it's been a good week so far. Nico over here as well. So Nico over here posted some profits. He's currently up 268 euros for the day. Nice work, Nico. So not bad. You guys are doing pretty good. Patricia over here as well. She said, good day today. Patience pays off. Definitely. She took a couple trades here, 2 losses. The rest are wins. Small losses, nothing too big, but total profit of 2,420 for the day. Great work, Patricia. So the main key is having net positive profits at the end of the day, guys, right? That's always the goal. At the end of the day, end of the week, end of the month. That should be your goal whenever you guys trade. Jonathan over here as well. So Jonathan's been posting me his profits. He's had nothing for the past couple of days, and then today he finally took one and he let it hit full TP. Total profit of 600 for the day. Nice work, Jonathan. I'm losing my breath here. A lot of you guys here posting so many profits. Okay, we got one last one. John over here as well. John took the first trade, hit stop loss. He took a subsequent trade, and then he locked in more profit. So total profit off this account, 3,520. Nice work, John. And then his second attempt over here on that scalp that we took, he let it hit full TP. Total profit of 4,370 for the day. Nice work, John. Man, great work, guys. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here killing it. I know it's been a rocky week, but a lot of you guys who've been patient and just waiting for these perfect entries to come up are really banking, because we haven't had any losses this week. All wins, at least for the official trades. And for a lot of you guys who took trades off my analysis, you guys made even more. Let's see. Peter said, you can tell how good the teacher is by the success of his students. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, no, definitely. And a lot of you guys are doing better than me, right? I'm super conservative, so I don't really like to lose trades. My main goal is not to lose. But for a lot of you guys here who are taking advantage of the analysis that I'm giving, you guys are locking in some pretty great profits. So good work, guys. Rick said, Sean, help me confirm the bottom. Yeah, no, definitely, Rick. I'm glad you took that. You actually took it from down here. You identify the bottom, and then all targets were hit. So that's how you made those pretty big profits. You wrote up to the sessions, next sessions, and target up here, news price. So let's see, what did Maddie say over here? Maddie said, looking for SR rejection above opening price. Might even go back to open price. Yeah, no, I agree too. Maddie, I'm just looking for that buy signal to come up, right? The pivots here is still good for a bullish confirmation. Trend meter is still green. So we need that rejection off one of these areas here. And then we need that buy signal. Once we get that, it should be pretty solid. Just a matter of waiting for it. I prefer it to be above, down here anyways, rather than up here, because we have news price right there. We also have news coming up here at 7:30, so just keep that in mind. Let's see. Professor said, with a breakout, I used to risk 2.5% on the account, took a couple losses in a row. I would lower my risk. That didn't work. Now only risking 1% of the account, taking breakout every day, letting it run. So in a 5-day trading week, looking to go +1 on the breakout, month looking for +4. This won't pass the challenge, but I'm trading based off having a funded account. On 100K funded, 4% return is 4,000. As I scale to 1 million, that one trade could be 40,000 per month before split. this is my thought on the breakout. Yeah, and I agree too, Professor. I definitely agree that that would be a solid way to look at it. And that's how it is with me too, right? That's why I have like multiple accounts. I'm okay with taking these smaller scalps because they add up. Like for me on that main trade, I only made 1,000, right? But you add it up, 1,000 plus 650 plus 760 plus 660 plus 760, total of 3,830. So it does add up if you have multiple accounts. So this should be your goal, guys. Like at some point, once you guys are consistent, you can start creating new accounts, right? Creating more accounts and stacking your accounts with funded companies. So I think my next step is to possibly give TFF another try. Not now, obviously, but at some point, that'll be my next step because I already have my FTO maxed out. MFF, I don't have any other funding companies that I necessarily trust just yet that will fit, our trading criteria. Because not all funding companies allow for scalping. Like MFF is starting to be one of those companies because they're delaying their execution times. So they're purposely, well, I can't say for sure, but from other people who know about what they're doing, they're aware that MFF is manipulating their execution times. That's why everyone's MFF executes different, right? It doesn't matter if your MFF is the main or if your MFF is the copier, they're manipulating their execution times. So it's annoying. Yeah, Patricia said yes, they are doing that. Trust me, I know. Yeah, I mean, they're a lesser company. That's why I never recommend MFF. I always recommend FTMO. They're an established, legit company that's not going to do that. But yeah, MFF, if you guys are not familiar with like execution times, basically what happens is like when you take the trade, it's like say if you hit buy, right? It'll execute like a second later or 2 seconds later. So it's not immediate like FTMO. And it's fine, you just got to deal with it. But I'm gonna milk them for all that they have. So as long as they keep paying me out and they don't mess with my accounts, then it's fine. I'll take the cut. But you guys can see how these companies change. If they start to lose money because people are scalping, they're going to change their settings so that it makes it nearly impossible for you to win. And if that becomes the case, then fine, I'll just use my personal accounts. But right now, FTMO is still king. Yeah, Maddie said trash AF, full TP, but gives me 2-point profit. I know, right? But it's nothing new, guys, right? So like a lot of this manipulation with funding companies, it's nothing new. Brokers do the same thing. Like if you use a crappy like broker, they do the same thing. They have the ability to delay execution times. So I mean, this stuff has been going on for years. It's not like this is a brand new concept, like where they make money off your execution times. The way that brokers do it is a little more shady. So this is the way that brokers do it. They'll execute your trade on their broker, like on their liquidity, but they'll execute yours after. So they get that little gap, right? If they execute it a second later, they make profit off that little gap, and then you can get whatever's left of it. So you guys got to be careful with whatever shady broker you guys decide to use, especially for scalping. You have to be very particular with which one you decide to use. I mean, I've been in the trading space for so long. I know all these tricks that the brokers do. And that's why a lot of people change from broker to broker, because you'll realize when the broker's screwing you. Peter said, I only trust brokers from Nigeria. Yeah, and in Grenadine, right? Like the little islands, what's called like Madagascar. A lot of those brokers, they're just white label. So they go off, they start their broker company or funding company, but they're actually using a different liquidity provider, like ACAP. A lot of these funding companies that you guys have been using, the ones that are not FTMO, they just white label from like other companies. So Like I know MFF is using the same company as a lot of other companies. They just have the ability to change settings. Yeah, Seth said what sucks in the US, what sucks is that the US doesn't allow us to trade indices, ironically, on a leveraged account. And we can't sign up for brokers in Britain. Yeah, exactly, Seth. There was this one broker that we used to use when FTMO started. It was called LMAX. It was like an institutional broker. It was so good. And I wanted to use them as my personal, but they don't allow US clients. So sucks. But LMAX is pretty good. I think that was probably one of the best brokers I used with FTMO when we first started trading with them. I don't know why they changed. Probably got a better deal somewhere else. All right, so there's nothing else going on over here. Oh yeah, Rick said it's time to exit, Pat. I know the market is going sideways now. So the volatility here has died down. The spread's still pretty low, but there's not really many entries for us to take at the moment. B said best in what terms of what spreads. From the UK, so might use them. Yeah, I mean, if you want to try them out, the only problem with them for a lot of people is that their deposit minimum, right? You need since they're an institutional broker, I think minimum deposit's like 25,000, which for some people it might be a big deal. For some people it might not. But yeah, they have like, here, let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So the thing is that, so this is LMAX, right? LMAX Group. So for them, they're regulated. They have like little to no spread. The spreads are like pretty good. I know they have different accounts now. They also let you trade on the weekends, which is crazy. For compared to other brokers. Like if you want to trade forex on the weekends, you can. I think it was like LMAX Global. Yeah, it was this one. So the spreads on here are super tight. Like you can see for USD CAD, it's like it's like a pip or maybe less than a pip. For odd USD, spread is less than a pip. GBP USD, it's like a pip or less than a pip. I mean, if you like to trade forex, right? They also have US30. The spreads here are crazy. I mean, they're so good, but you have to. I think the fees are kind of pricey though, so it just depends on like what you guys want to use. Like if you're taking huge lot sizes, you're gonna get eaten up by the fees, but your trades are going to execute. Like execution times are perfect, spreads like 0 to none, so you're going to make most money on that anyways. You just got to pay a fee per lot. I think it's like $10 per lot, so it's not too bad. B said I've never heard of them before. Personally, all I hear about is stuff like IC markets and things like that. IC markets is good too. I mean, they weren't good before, so I don't know how long you've been in the game, B, but like when I first started trading, IC markets was actually not a good company. They're good now. Okay, so you've only been around for a year. So like about 5 or 6 years ago, IC markets kind of disappeared. They were, I don't know, they were having issues or whatever, execution times and crazy spread and stuff like that. So they kind of they disappeared for a while, but they came back and they're better now. But yeah, I mean, you probably haven't heard of LMAX because not a lot of people use them because they're an institutional broker. Typically, you need to fill out an application. You have to be qualified to use them. And usually they only work with companies. So that's probably why you haven't heard of them. But a lot of these brokers, like if you're using another broker that's in the UK, they usually buy their data from IC markets. I mean, not IC markets, from LMAX. So yeah, a lot of these like bigger and better companies, you have to be like an actual hedge fund to use them because you're institutional. So because you trade direct with liquidity. It's not like you going through like a middle broker. So I mean, a lot of you guys have probably heard about like, you know, A class, B class, C class brokers. It's because they're trading desks. Like if you go to like the top brokers like LMAX, they're like the main ones. So you're trading directly with them. If you're trading with a broker that uses LMAX data, that broker has to get your trades and then execute them for you through LMAX. And then there's like, there's a whole process to it. So if you have the ability, it's better to just go directly from the source. Yeah, Peter said LMAX sounds like a workout supplement company. It does, right? That's what I thought when I first saw them. And I think I've actually used that supplement before, like when I was in college. LMAX sounds like a movie theater too. It's an interesting name. Yeah, B said I've heard about ECN brokers. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can go into information wise. So a possible entry right here, guys. If we get a wick rejection off this, I'll follow this right here. We got about 40 seconds left on it. We have the wick rejection off the structure. We just need a moderate green candle here to confirm it. So I'm going to follow it and see where it goes. We got about 30 seconds. We just kind of want to make sure it's not too close to the sessions up here. Pushes up, never mind. So we might not have an entry off this. It's way too close to the sessions. Damn, that would have been a good entry. If it closed down here, it'd been perfect. But it's closing so high, close to the sessions that we can't take it. Yeah. TP is going to cut into the sessions over here. So unfortunately, no entry. This would have been a really nice entry if it was down here. But fortunately, it's too high. I'll follow it, but I'm not taking it, obviously. It's a obvious red flag. And it's going to hit TP. Bam, man. Trash. If it was down here, it'd been great, but I was right at the session. So the reason why I was concerned about taking a trade here is because we have a top right here. This would have been a double top, right? Top. So not a good trade to take. I mean, it would have hit TP, but this would have been super risky. So double top with the session. It's all good though. I still have my win for the day, so I ain't tripping. I think we're still good on market right now. News is coming up in 5 minutes though, so you want to chill for a second. 7:25 right now. News is coming up right here at 7:30. Nice. Yeah, Patricia said took that Mac red to green. Was going to push. Yeah, no, exactly. I knew it was going to push. It was just a risky entry because I was worried it was going to hit it, like, you know, get right to that point and then spike down. But I had a feeling it was at least going to spike up and push past it. It's all good though. I'd rather be safe than sorry, especially on a Thursday with the market moving like this. But nice work, Patricia. Looks like you locked in profit off that. A lot of you guys, some of you guys here actually caught some trades here. So Stanley over here, nice work, Stanley. He locked in a total of 825 for the day. So great work right there, Stanley. Stanley's other account over here, he's currently up 2009. Nice. Doing pretty good, Stanley. Nice work off US30 this morning. Nelly over here, he said he's been trying a new strategy on his demo. Took some trades during Asia, London, New York, and now total profit of 6,930. All wins and no losses. Great work, Nelly. Did pretty good. And then he caught another one right here. Currently up 7,940 for the day. Solid, guys. You guys doing pretty good. All right, cool. So nice work right there, Nelly. Rick said made another 1,100 on that. Piss because I was up 2,200. Yeah, I know that as it spiked up right there, right? That's why sometimes in situations like this, it might make sense to use a trailing stop. I know Ross uses a trailing stop, and it's pretty cool how he uses it because he sets it to 100 pips. So when it reaches 100 pips, he's already guaranteed that. And then if it pushes up higher, he makes more profit. So, I mean, there's, you know, it depends on the person, but there's a ton of different ways to manage your position or just run things the way that you like them so that you can, you know, let it run. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, hit your stops. Yeah. It's all good. Another one might, he said, yeah, that red candle, this one her spike down, shot up and then spike right back down. Yeah. That's why for me, when I see these trades, I don't even bother with the trailing stops. I just take profit when I see it. Patricia over here, she made a little more. She's currently up 3,252 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. All right, guys. So not bad. You guys are doing pretty good so far. If you guys don't have more profits to post up, you know, feel free. Otherwise, we'll keep moving along with this. Let's see. Dijon said, if I knew how to use depth of market, these trades would be easier to exit. Yeah, I mean, you should definitely figure it out, Dijon, because it's a game changer. Like for me, like for my TP right here, right? Like I didn't have to do anything. I literally entered the trade and hit my TP and I got pulled out. So just look up some YouTube videos. There's a whole bunch on there. Or if you want to install the FTMO trade manager, quick trade manager, you can do that as well. I think it's super useful. I think everybody should be using it, but then again, it just depends on who wants to actually use it. It is kind of complicated to set up though, so I'll give you that. Yeah, it took Maddie a while to get it down too. Yeah, Professor said Dom is the absolute game changer. I agree. Dijon said the quick trade manager is on their website. Yeah, so go to FTMO, go to your client tab, and then go to downloads. You'll have it there where you can download it and install it. It's like a big thing that comes up on your screen. There's screenshots of it on there as well. So you can find it on that page. Yeah, Professor said, Sean, it isn't difficult now. Go on your MT4 and right click. Yeah, no, that's how I used to do it before too. No, we're talking about the FTMO quick trade manager, Professor. It's kind of complicated to install if you're using a Mac because you can't put it on your like you can't open the file because you're trading on a virtual platform for your MT4 since it's not made for Mac. You have to do it like within like your desktop and stuff. It's like confusing how to do it because you have to play around with your I guess platform for the MT4 to get it around. B's asking potential SR, would you take it if it closes above sessions? So I wouldn't take it because it's still touching the sessions, right? So that's an automatic no. Also, it's also on the news candle. So definitely no for this entry here. It would have been bad. Professor said, okay, so you're an Apple snob, not an Apple snob over here. Yeah, I know. It's different on Macs. I had to help a couple people set it up. Like I helped Marco and Maddie. The MT4 platform isn't native to Mac. So like when you open up the platform, it actually looks like you're on a Windows computer. Like it looks like you're on Windows 95. If you try to open one of the files here, if you go to file and then, I mean, you guys know how it looks on there. It looks way different, but you can't do it directly on your Mac. You have to do it through the actual platform. So yeah, Dijon, if you want it, let me see if I can find a video here on YouTube, youtube.com. So there's a video. I'm not sure if this video is actually, but you probably want to check this out right here. Just search up FTMO Trade Manager Mac, and then they have a video right here. Jean, if you want to set it up. All right, back to the charts. Still nothing for us to take at the moment. If we have this one's kind of tricky because I can't tell if it's touching the sessions or not. I think it is touching the session, so I don't know if I could take this trade here. It wouldn't matter. It's not a valid entry anyways. Question from Stanley. Stanley's asking if you can answer them, please do. On def market, is 100 pips 100 for TP or 10? Depending on what broker you're using, Stanley, if you're using FTMO, it's going to be 1,000 because you have to account for the extra zero. So you put, it's technically 100 and then an extra zero because when you put in like the number, it's like 100.0. Since you can't put a dot in there, you just put 1,000. So it adds up to 100. That's how you'd set it up. That's only for FTMO though, right? So don't do that for MFF. I don't know what it is for MFF. or any other broker. But since FTMO is my main, that's how I know that it's set at that. Gosh, yeah, no, that's right, Stanley. Put 1,000 on there. That'll set up as 100 pips. Frazier said, good on that news candle is near the session, hasn't eaten up much trading space. Yeah, no, I agree. So we still aren't like, we're still technically not supposed to be taking trades right now because we're supposed to wait 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after, according to like, Maddie's analysis of like trading news. So even if we were to get an intro right now, not one that we would necessarily take, we'll be looking out for the next one. So this is going to be 7:30 US news. I don't know if this was high impact or this was negative or positive. Let's see. So we got news right here. 7:30. It was negative. All right, so negative right there, but not really much going on. Still up the sessions as well. All right, everything looks good for the most part. Take this off. Oh, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. Let's go here to the clean chart. Look at the liquidity over here, right? So if you guys remembered, I marked this up before all of this happened, right? And you can see here, price hit liquidity, pushed up to the next level. It failed to reach the next level here. It came back down, pushed back up. It attempted to break through liquidity, but it didn't exactly break through it. So what does this tell you right here? This is telling you that for the next test over here, if it pushes to this point, it hits the next level, I'm expecting it to push up even higher. So we're good with bullish moves right here, right? Here's a clean chart that I marked up. I didn't touch it. It's been pretty much marked up since market open, and it finally hit all the points. So what I'm looking for here is an entry. Oh, fuck. Damn. This would have been good. I was like tempted to enter this right here, but I just realized there's the sessions right there. So unfortunately, no entry, even if this closes as a moderate candle. That would have been nice because it looks like it's gonna close, but actually, never mind. The wick right here on top is too big. But if it closed up here, that's a nice wick rejection off of the structure. But it's touching, or it's kind of touching the news price, and it's also at the sessions. So unfortunately, no entry off this. We might get one off here though. So I want this to retrace down a little bit, provide a wick rejection off the structure. And then if it's moderate green candle, then great. I need it to drop down a little bit, just enough to not touch the sessions. So I just need it to drop down like a pip or two. So we'll see if that happens. If not, price is in consolidation right now. You can't really see it here on TradingView very much, but you can see it on MT4. If you just see it's like a straight line right down this middle. All right, so it doesn't look like we're gonna get that retracement here. We got about 5 seconds left. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said liquidity push might be coming. Yeah, I agree too, Maddie. It's getting to that point. It's not there yet, but it's almost there. So I'm looking for one of two things. I'm looking for a wick rejection either over here, or I'm looking for price to push up into the zone, and then we get a wick rejection up here, right? One or the other. Volatility's died down like a lot, so we'll see. The spread's looking good though. Spread's at currently 140, so it's normal right now. See, Maddie said which could be good because if it gives us a rejection of SR, yeah, which is what I'm looking for too, Maddie. So wick rejection up here, wick rejection down here, one or the other. We got 10 seconds left on this candle right here. All right, this next candle might be, no, it's not going to. In order for us to get a wick rejection up here, we would need the candle to close within this area. Like it needs to close here, retrace down a little bit, and then push up higher. But we don't have that yet. B said, when does summer season typically end? Summer season ends the same time as normal summer. So like September. August is the last month of summer. So usually like mid-September. I don't know the official date for when summer ends, but it's the same. The trading seasons are the same as like normal season. So whenever, look outside, whenever you see what do people always joke around about? If you ever see like orange leaves, right? If you see orange leaves falling, that's when you'll know it's summer's ending. Jokingly, but yeah, no, Jamie said she would say, he said sounds like that all the time in the UK. You know, I've never been to the UK, but people always tell me that the weather sucks out there. We always joke around about you know, fall weather, but B said sounds like that all the time in the UK. You know, I gotta come visit you guys out there. But yeah, you might be right. So maybe that joke didn't land properly with you, because in California it's it's kind of obvious when summer's over. But all right, so Brian confirmed. Brian said summer ends September 22nd. Okay, cool. So now we have like an actual day. Natasha said she went to London in May, and my gosh, it was cold. Beautiful place. Yeah, no, definitely. That's what I've heard too. Surprisingly, it's cold out there. I would expect it to be kind of similar to like I guess New York weather, but I guess it's a lot colder over there. Yeah, B said if you like to party, come to Liverpool. Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely want to check out Liverpool. My roommate in law school, he's like a huge Liverpool fan. So we definitely want to take a trip out there. He's in Toronto now, so I haven't seen that dude. But whenever I go out there, I will definitely have to take a trip. Yeah, but you said London's kind of like New York, UK. Too busy, in my opinion. Yeah, no, I agree. I probably wouldn't live out there. I wouldn't want to live out there, but it looks nice. All right, so price is finally pushing up into the zone right here, guys. We need a wick rejection off the structure in order for us to take it. Price still hasn't closed above it. In order for us to get that wick rejection, we need price to actually close above this area. So once we get that, we can start looking for entries. Otherwise, if not, we need to wait for the rejection below here. Yeah, Fraser said the seasons are completely random in the UK. Yeah, that's crazy. I've never been out there. Makes sense. A lot of people always mention that. All right, perfect. Price has touched the zone here. We're just looking for that wick rejection. We have the wick rejection right here. We just need this to close as a moderate green candle. As you can see, volatility is super low. So you want to make sure that you actually wait for the candle to close before you make that entry, because you don't want to enter like a second early, and then as soon as the candle closes, it's not a moderate green candle, right? The candles are kind of small. So just keep that in mind. Just keep an eye out for this here. Make sure that it actually closes proper. You can see here that it's hit liquidity on the other time frame. You just want to make sure that it actually closes. So we got about 20 seconds left on this candle. If it doesn't close as a moderate green candle, you definitely want to wait for a possible retracement and another opportunity to enter here. So just be patient, guys. You got 10 seconds left on this candle. Try to wait for it if you can. The wick on top is too big. Definitely not going to take it. And a wick on top is definitely too big. I'm not taking it. So no entry off that there. Dijon said I can't sell 10 points on this is 10 pips. LOL. No. So on the trade manager, you have to add a 0 to it, Dijon. So if you want to go for 100 pips, you got to put 1,000. You just got to add a 0 to it. It'll tell you the money value there, so you'll see below it. Here, let's see. Yeah, B said, come on, one more. I know, right? I agree. Pat said, is the top SR still valid? Looks like it is ended on TradingView. So let me just turn this off. Looks fine to me right here, Pat. Did it cut off on yours? If it cut off on yours, just go to your settings right here, your K2SR V2, and set line length to 1,000. I think it's default like at 100, so that's might be where it's cut off for you. Yeah, I mean, if it's set to 100, it's like cut off like way over here. So it's technically still there. You just gotta extend it. So make this 1,000, it'll go across the entire screen. So there you got it across the entire screen. That'd fix it for you, Pat. Man, so no entry off that. Good thing we didn't take it because it did pull back pretty heavily. Maddie said the 10-minute daily is currently running. Nice. So if that's the case, then price is probably going to keep pushing up higher, or it's still running right now, actually. Let's see. The daily came up right here at 650. It's been running for a while now. Yeah, it's still running. Looks like it's making its way to full TP. You know, there were some, actually, no. I thought there was a snipe right there, but there wasn't. All right, as price cuts back into this area, it's going to provide us for another opportunity to catch a SR rejection. Not there yet, but possibly. All right, let me scroll up real quick, see if I missed anything. I just read Rick's message from earlier. Rick said in Arizona, it's February 1st. He goes literally. Yeah, I know the weather in Arizona is all over the place too. It's like super hot, or it's just desert out there. I remember I went like in November or something one year, and it was still super hot out there. I was like, no, thought it was winter, but it was like still like 80 degrees out there. All right, so price is over here within the zone. If price pulls back a little bit, it's going to get a wick rejection. But again, you want to make sure that you wait for the candles to actually close, because if you enter this one right here, you would have been screwed because obvious reasons. Wick was too big, price retraced down, no entry. So I need this to pull back at least a little bit to provide that wick rejection. If we don't get it, then it's fine. Wait for the next one. Natasha is asking, how do you shade the zones? I have the SR zones, but not colored in. I want to be able to color mine in. So I use this tool right here, Natasha. Click on this geometric shapes button, go to the rectangle, and then you can draw a rectangle over the zone. Normally it'll look like this, like a regular rectangle. If you want it to extend to the right, just double click on it, go to extend right, and it'll go across the entire screen. You just outline the actual zone there. Yeah, no problem, Natasha. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, Peter and Dejan are talking about dry heat is better than high humidity. Yeah, I went to Houston like last month, and guys, it was crazy out there. Like, I felt like I was in a sauna the entire time. I can't live like that. I don't know how people live in Houston. I mean, Houston's cool, but the weather, I can't live like that like every day. It's crazy. Stanley's asking, that's not an entry. So I'll answer your question with a question, Stanley. So do you see any of the requirements missing here? And I'm not trying to be smart with you. I'm just trying to show you so that you understand. So the first requirement is wick rejection, right? There's no wick rejection right there. So that's what it would be. Sometimes if you guys ask a question, I'll probably ask you a question too, because it'll help you guys actually understand. Like, you know, the way you'll understand is you'll analyze it yourself. Like, okay, why isn't this an entry? Main thing is that there's no wick rejection right there. Yeah, no, it's all good. Stanley said, oh yeah, I didn't see the wick, just making sure. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, but that'll help a lot of people understand, right? Because like sometimes I know it looks like an entry, or you're just kind of forcing it to be one. And I do that sometimes too. Like you guys saw last week, or even this week, I was looking for entries there and there wasn't even a zone rejection. Like I saw a wick, but there was no zone. And I was kind of just forcing the entry I was making it look like there was an entry there, but there really wasn't. Sometimes your eyes are going to play tricks on you if you're starting to get that FOMO. It's getting close to 8 o'clock, guys. It's 7:48 right now. So as we get closer to 8, we're going to wrap it up. Hopefully we can catch at least one more entry before then. But if not, we'll just be wrapping up the week with this win today. So far, we've had 3 wins and 0 losses this week. So if you guys were patient, disciplined, and waited for these actual like official entries, you guys should be doing pretty good this week. Yeah, I mean, it's less profit than the week before, but it's all good. I mean, it happens. We are in the summer, so the volatility is low. But don't worry, as we pick it up in the spring, not spring, as we pick it up in the fall, then it will start to move a lot more and we'll have a lot more entries. So just keep that in mind, guys. The season's still in summer, so you're going to see a lot of quick weeks, or more so quick days and slow days. It's going to be pretty mixed in. It's not going to be very consistent throughout the week. Frazier said he can see a wick rejection on MC4. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. Or yeah, I can see it. It's like really small though on MC4. Like you could barely see it. I can see it too, Frazier. But you always want to go off trading view. So I know sometimes you want to look at MC4 to make sure that the candle closes moderate or strong. That's okay to use, but for the wick rejections, you definitely want to use trading view. I know sometimes the wicks can be different, but from our testing, we've tested it on trading view. So you want to make sure that you just follow trading view versus MT4. Unless you've tested on MC4 and you've seen that it works well, then go ahead and use that. But for the most part, I would just use trading view because this is what we've actually tested it on throughout the different conditions. So, all right, we got 10 minutes till 8, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll be wrapping this up soon. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that I need to look at. So over here on the clean chart, pretty much all of the lower levels of liquidity have already been hit. Our analysis from earlier played out perfect. It hit liquidity here, pushed up, hit liquidity here, failed to reach the next level, retraced slightly, came back for the retest, actually hit it here and broke through all of the areas of liquidity. So all of the liquidity here got hit. Hopefully you guys followed my analysis from this morning, because from this morning, we did see this drop. I mentioned not to take this drop and wait for it to swing back up because our overall bias was bullish, and that played out perfectly. We identified the bottom right here and it shot all the way up for a total move of 2,340. So it moved a total of 2,340 pips from this bottom here that we identified. So, I mean, huge move. I know. MJ said, imagine taking that, right? If I took this with the 10 lot, I would have made like 20K off this trade. That's crazy. But it's all good. Trades like this don't always play out. They don't always happen like that. So it's really difficult to really actually catch the entire move unless like this is all that you're applying. Because if I took a 10 lot on this, then I wouldn't have any any leverage to take any other trades. So that's why I necessarily don't like taking these big trades. I rather take the smaller ones, get in and out, and just stack up my profits from there. But anyways, looking at the chart right here, we don't have a buy signal right now, so it doesn't look like we're going to get an entry. Also, we don't have a wick rejection off any of the structures over here. So you're still looking for buys here. I know there's looking like this would be a solid sell if we did have a sell bias, but we don't have that right now. Currently bullish. Let's take a look at sentiment over here. Sentiment is currently 57% short, so we're still looking for buys overall long term. Short term, still looking for buys as well. Looking over here at the fundamentals. Fundamentals are currently up 143 points, 136 points. So everything is pointing towards a buy. Fundamentals are a buy. Sentiment is a buy. Technicals are a buy. Everything is a buy here. Heat map still looking like a buy. Yeah, for the most part, it's pretty green. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that we can see. Yeah, Peter said minus slippage, then you'd be at 14K net, right? And then take MFF into consideration, that'd be at 10K actually, or half of that, it'd be 7K. So yeah, the ongoing joke with MFF, I don't think it's ever going to go away. You know, they're always going to screw you somehow, some way, somehow. But if you can still make money off them, yeah, exactly. Peter said at least they pay. So that's the key. Like the thing with MFF is I'm still using them, and I don't mind using them because they still pay out. They're on time with their payments. There's no issue with that stuff. It's just the trades. So yeah, of course you're going to skim some profits from you here and there, but it is what it is. All right, so price is coming right back down. This is just going to solidify that there's not going to be any entries for us, because if price does come down here, this is where all the red flags are sitting. You're not going to be able to take any sells anyways if price does come below here. There's news price right there, opening price, and sessions. I mean, you could possibly take some trades. Like if price comes below here and then you get some rejections off this point, maybe, but not really looking like it. Honestly, price is overextended anyways. So it looks like it might be coming down for a bit. Price came down here. It's pushed up from this point. To here. And then at this point, you can kind of determine whether it's going to consolidate here for a bit before correcting, or if it makes a full on reversal and just comes right back down. So my guess is that it's going to correct back up. I think this is a temporary push down. I think it's going to swing back up. Might not happen right now. It might not happen in the next hour or so, but by the end of the day, it might swing back up. So just keep in mind, we're in a ranging market. So like you shouldn't be surprised if price comes all the way down here within the next 2-3 hours. Like that's a big possibility. Or price can just correct and be directional for the day and keep pushing up higher. See, question from Jonathan. Jonathan's asking, next week is NFP, right? I believe so. Is next week the first week of September? If so, then yes, it is. You know what? I don't know. Let me check. So another way to check is just click on this calendar here. And yes, it is NFP. First week of September, Friday, September 2nd is NFP. So this could be a good thing for us, guys. You know, this week was kind of slow. Next week is going to be pretty crazy because it is NFP. It's probably going to be slow on Monday. There's no news. Tuesday, we have JOLTS job openings, high impact. That's going to indicate how many jobs are open right now. That's going to affect the market. Wednesday's Fed day. Fed member Messer speaks, ADP, non-farm employment change data. Thursday, we have OPEC all day. And then high impact ISM manufacturing PMI, final manufacturing PMI. And then lastly on Friday, the big bang day, NFP. So yeah, next week should be pretty volatile. I mean, tomorrow should be very volatile as well, but we'll see. Yeah, so next week is NFP. All right, guys, so price is pretty much just consolidating right here. I'm not expecting anything to happen from now until 8. So if you guys have any questions or any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to be wrapping this up for the week. Just a reminder, tomorrow I'm not going to be trading. I will be in Cabo San Lucas for the weekend. I'll be back on Sunday. But tomorrow, the main reason we're not trading is because there's a lot of news. So tomorrow at 5:30, we have high impact news, which is core PCE price index. That's going to affect the market one way or the other. But the main thing that we want to be careful for is going to be, for one, Jackson Hole Symposium. You saw this affect the market today. It's going to affect the market again tomorrow. And the bigger news is going to be Fed Chair Powell. So at 7 o'clock, he's going to be speaking. So we typically go live around 6:30. You're going to have some manipulation pre-market or pre-news because a lot of people like to get their trades in before Powell starts speaking. Once he starts speaking at 7, you know, it's all hell is going to break loose and price can spike in either direction. So I would probably recommend not trading tomorrow, just calling it a week today if you really don't need a trade. But if you really need a trade, then I mean, yeah, you can try to squeeze some trades in. However, tomorrow could make or break your account. So I wouldn't risk it all just to trade on a Friday. Like for one, it's Friday. For two, Powell speaking. There's like two huge red flags there to maybe avoid the trading day. But it's up to you guys. If you guys want to trade, feel free. If not, I'll still be on the chat with you guys. I just won't be trading live. So I'll be on the Telegram if you guys want to ask anything. I just won't have my laptop with me, so I can't pull up the charts and stuff. I'll pull it up on my phone if necessary, but I won't be able to take anything with you guys. So, all right, guys, it is about to be 8 o'clock right now. So I think I'm going to wrap this up, get my back office work done with the results, and then call it a week. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Just a reminder, I'm going to be on vacation for the next 4 days, so it might take a while for me to respond. It just depends on how many drinks I take once we land in Mexico. So thanks, Karen. Everyone have a great weekend. Be safe. Enjoy your weekend. Just keep in mind, guys, that you guys need a balance. You don't have to trade every single day, and you don't have to be on the charts every single day. Balance your week out so that you have, time yourself, time to do whatever you want. Because that's the whole point of trading, right? That's the reason I got into trading. It's because I have that financial freedom. Like I don't have to work unless I want to. Like if I don't want to trade tomorrow, tomorrow I know markets can be crazy. I don't need to trade, and also be perfectly fine. But yeah, trading really opens up the opportunity for you guys to do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you like. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend. Be safe. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will post up the profits shortly, and I will post up the results for this week. So other than that, guys, I will see you guys back here on Monday.